Now, what does 8 tracks, disco, the Cold War, and the beginning of home video game entertainment all have in common? Hey everybody, welcome to the AnKorage, and it's a gloomy day today, so I had to break out my light and have a little warmer thing to it. But for today's project, and sorry it's been a while, but I've had to do things a little special of sorts. But what I wanted to do was, part of my renovations and stuff like that. I had some really cool ideas, and I've had a couple of things I've had for a number of months that I needed to put together, and I had other ideas to come up with a few objects, and so what I'm doing is I'm going to be making things groovy, if you can call it that. It's just a few things, and it has to deal with a wood grain, and to make it look a little, since things about the AnKorage are kind of green, as it were, a little more about being natural, and it kind of throws back a little bit to a time when wood was very prominent, and so that's what we're going to be doing. Basically, is I'm going to be making things retro, if you can call it that. It's going to look very 70s-ish, hence the disco, 8 tracks, stuff like that. A time that was very unique in different aspects. Sorry for the sound. If you hear that cuckoo clock, that's the TV. But we're going to be putting together everything for that. And contact paper is really, really good. And that's so I can cover up different items. And it's not going to be a lot of that going on. But there's a couple of pieces of furniture that are mid-century modern. And it was like a friend of mine told me, because the person's like, well, where did you get it? And I'm like, well, I got it off these people. And she says, she's like, oh, the irony of buying something new for the sake of it to look old. And and I totally see where she's coming from on that a little bit. But the whole idea was just kind of like, I could get authentic furniture pieces, but when it comes to the cost effectiveness of that, getting an actual authentic piece of that furniture in the condition that I would require it, which would be basically mint, like fresh out of the factory kind of condition, it would be extremely expensive. So I had to go with the next best thing, which includes MDF and veneer. So but the veneer on these items is really, really good, and so I'm happy with them, and I'll show you what those are, and I'll show you my little contact paper things. So I'm not going to stall any longer. Let's get in on it, and we'll fly with it. And we're going to be starting off with contact paper on a tablet around the edges and on the back. So we're going to get started on our first big part of the project, and that is putting together a coffee table. So what we've got going on right here is we've got the innards of a box. Not exactly environmentally friendly with all of that styro, but the necessities in order to get things to where they need to be and not be completely busted. So I've got all of this here, and this is all trash, so that has to go in the trash. And I've got a little box back here which has the legs, and there I go trying to read the instructions on what I need to do. And moving on, I skipped forward to, let's see, well, putting the legs on. This section is, it's pretty good, so, you know, it's trying to figure out to get the legs on and not realizing quite that there's a peg, but I figure it out eventually. And in putting all of this on here, I didn't realize that I was going to be losing power. And that's going to happen pretty quick here. There it goes. And this is the finished product as far as constructing it goes. And it's going to have to go into the living room. But first, there's some blemishes that need to be done. So I have a brown Sharpie, and it happens to be the perfect shade. So I basically just put a little bit of Sharpie over the blemishes, like so. Sorry for the fuzziness of the picture. I put that in, touch those spots up there, and then I run my fingers over it here. And what do you know? It's the perfect shade of brown. Looks pretty good. So when you just kind of glance in the general area, it's not going to show. And here is the final product in its place, and everything's loaded up. And we're going to take a little break to take a little trash basket, and we're going to paint it like rock. So right back here we have a box that's been sitting here for a year and a half. I'm going to make a TV stand. And here it is. You can see all of the dust on top. Yeah, been sitting back there for a long time. Here it is on the floor. I had to move that new coffee table out of the way so I'd have the room to do it. But I noticed that down on the bottom there's a slight bend, but hopefully that's just the cardboard. I'm actually going to need a piece of the cardboard. The box has been opened and everything seems to be still inside. The tape held it on. So here's all the parts for it. And up there on the futon is the box that came in. I need to save the box in case I need to use one of these sides for the cardboard, the flat piece of cardboard, and I'll tell you why later on. And in looking in here, there are no instructions. There are absolutely no instructions in here. There weren't any here. The legs were in this box. And here's all the parts. So this is going to be a guessing game. Great. There, it's got legs. Ooh, first guess off the bat. 100%. It's done good. Figured why don't I build it upwards, because I realized when I did the coffee table I could have done that. So looking good. Then a couple hours later we've gotten this far. Doing pretty good. I take frequent rests. And there it is, complete. Very proud I got that done finally. But to see in that lower corner over there above that leg, that's where the screw is. This didn't come with the screw cover sticker thingies, so I'm going to have to see what I can do about that. And as my final touch to these is the adding of these little sliders to the bottom of the legs. So we're going to do that. Peel off the backing because it's a sticky back. Give it a lift a little bit. Get it in its spot. And then place it on it. There. And it moves very easy. And let's not forget the television center. Got one here for that. Peel off the backing. This one's a little tougher because it's heavier. Put that in its spot. Lift the leg up, bring it over, and place it on it. There we go. Nice and easy to move. This will never really move. The coffee table will move more often. But there we go. So here's a little bit of a crafting area on the coffee table. But here is the completed tablet with the contact paper on the plastic. Basically, if there was any plastic, then there was contact paper on it. And here is a glamour shot of the tablet on the coffee table. You can see the wood grain differences, and so I decided to go ahead and actually put it on this computer that I produce these videos on, and there's a divot there, unfortunately, so that's going to need something. I have an idea. I think I'm going to be putting spackle on it. That spackle right there, and I've got a little piece of the contact paper right there to determine what direction this wood grain should go, deciding if it should go that direction or if it should go across. I think I'm going to be doing across. Yeah. And here it is, all done and complete. There it is. The inside is pretty much normal, and there's a couple of stickers there, and of course the wallpaper. And I'm going to be putting a little bit of contact paper on either side of that trackpad. Just give it a little bit of accent. And I took the phone, and guess what I did with the phone? Looks pretty nice with it, but what do you know? Wood grain on the back of the phone. So let's get some glasses here. Doesn't that look really intelligent? A little glamour shot. And that was the little project I had going on to try to make things a little bit retro. And I've got the coffee table right here in front of me. I've got the TV stand right here in front of the screen, and right down here. We call it the screen. It's not a divider or anything like that. I'm not sure. You know, you can't really dress behind those things because it's see-through. You got all these little nooks and crannies. You see right through the thing. So it's just a decoration. And you know, this one was bought back in the 60s, and these things are actually sold still today. Same design and everything. So so this shade is, I haven't seen this shade, but it's been a lot of fun. And I really enjoy this thing and grew up with it. It's pretty cool. Now, but I've got the coffee table there, I've got the TV stand here, I've got the computer over there, the phone, and you know, that was kind of fun to do. And I have other projects lined up, and I will be posting, I post updates about anything related to the channel, anything that I'm doing for the channel on social media. Not the social media you're thinking of for the mainstreamers, I've seen people coin the nickname normies. So I don't use Facebook, I don't use Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but that is really just for looking at news article names, titles, and weather. That's pretty much it. I also have one for tech type stuff that I like to look up, just kind of see what's going on, keep up with the news and such. Now, but you will find me putting updates up on Mastodon, which is it's a microblogging service that's like Twitter, but instead of having a single server and having one company's rules, these are there's multiple. It's a federation of servers. It's a network, and you know, it's each individual server's admin's rules, and you know, it's gaining popularity. So decentralization is the way to go for the future. And I'm also on PixelFed, which is the decentralized version of Instagram. I've got both of the links in the banner image. I've got little icons on the channel page, and you can find me there on those. And So please subscribe. Give this video a like if you happen to like it, and I would certainly appreciate it. And if you subscribe, I would appreciate it that much more. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I've got other projects lined up, and you can catch me on Mastodon. Link down below as well. PixelFed down below, and we will catch you next time around. Skál.